Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-933-93. It's a very special episode of Punky Brewster. No, Pat Gray Unleashed. That's what it is. Punky's not home today. No. So, Jeffy joins us. Of course, Keith here as always. We had the late night last night. Was it worth it? No. No, it wasn't.
I mean, you're part of the big Blaze TV extravaganza.
I mean, the debate was not worth it. The debate was cluster fun.
I know.
Cluster fun.
Cluster fun.
Fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just a whole cluster of fun.
Cluster is one of the words I was thinking of.
And the other one does start with F.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
That was rough.
It was really tough, and some missed opportunities there. I think the president could have put him away last night, but he didn't. There was just too much belligerence. There was too much cross-talking. They were talking over each other the whole time, almost the whole time. And Chris Wallace is awful. Frankly, I don't know how you control the two of them and restore order, because I'm not a debate moderator, and I'd be jumping in there too, but that's not his job.
No.
And so President Trump wound up debating Joe Biden and Chris Wallace.
It sure felt that way.
It really did.
Yeah, it sure felt that way that he was debating both of them. There were plenty of times, one during climate change talk, and there was another talk that he ended up, I mean, the debate was between him and Chris Wallace. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was cluster fun.
What was the debate?
It was.
Yeah, cluster fun. Yes, it was cluster fun.
What are you doing with the climate change crap? Out of all the stuff we've got to talk about, you're talking climate change and whether it's scientific or not? First of all, it's not scientific. You can't prove it. You cannot prove it. In fact, there's evidence on both sides. And, I mean, let's just get to the core of what climate change is all about. Climate change is about the heat rising because of CO2, right? Why then does CO2 rise before temperature on occasion? It works both ways. Sometimes CO2 drives the heat. Sometimes the heat drives the CO2. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Even Al Gore has admitted that. He's admitted it. In fact, let me find it.
It'd be nice if President Trump were to answer that way.
Yes, it would. Listen, I mean, I don't know that that's not his specialty.
I know.
His specialty is to grab you by the neck and squeeze. But it would have been better had he deftly handled a few of these issues. But listen to Al Gore.
Temperature goes up before the CO2 goes up.
Sometimes that has been true in the past. The opposite has also been true.
Okay. Well, then you just blew your whole premise.
I forgot about that.
Sometimes the opposite has also been true, according to some of Dr. Madlowski's research. He researched all of these topics from his SUV. I don't know. The whole scientific thing where there's consensus, where the debate is over. When does debate end on a scientific issue? It doesn't.
It doesn't.
You continue to talk about it and explore it.
Yeah, but the thing was with Biden here, and these were the quotes last night, verbatim. I rewound it in order to get this right, okay? Verbatim from Joe Biden. The Green New Deal will pay for itself. Then in the same breath, he says,
I love that.
It's not my plan. Then he says, no, I don't support the Green New Deal. And so I just now went to joebiden.com, which I apologize for the flashes. My phone was taking pictures while you were talking, is this quote from joebiden.com. Biden believes the Green New Deal is a crucial framework for meeting the climate challenges we face. What did he say last night? No, I don't support the Green New Deal. Dude doesn't even know what his handlers are telling him to support.
That's amazing.
It is. And I wished, I was hoping that President Trump would treat it more like you're fishing, right? Throw the line with the worm out there, and then just sit back and wait for him to wait for the fish.
Right.
Biden's going to take it.
Have a beer,
and
eat
Biden,
a sandwich.
And Chris saved
Reel
him
in.
at least 3 times.
Wallace saved him, and Trump actually saved him. You just let him marinate in his own stupid juices.
And let it happen.
And I think that Trump the first third, maybe the first half hour or so, he was making good points. He was in there being steady, trying to convince the undecided voters, which, by the way, after the 90 minutes, did anybody change their mind? But I thought the first 30 minutes or so, he was on point. And I don't know exactly what it was. I don't know if it was Biden mentioning taxes. I don't know if it was the constant interruptions of Chris Wallace. But something threw him, and all of a sudden, he thought he was rant tweeting instead of talking to Americans. And that's what screwed it up when he got distracted and got off of message and instead just started to rant and interrupt. Then he started to look bad.
I love the banner that CNN has up right now.
What do we got?
2020 race. Trump debases first debate into chaos. Like that was only him?
Oh my goodness.
Come on. He had some help.
Yes, he did.
He had a lot of help.
He had two combatants on stage that he had to deal with at the same time. Absolutely.
You also had a presidential candidate called the sitting president of the United States a clown. Not once, but twice.
Worst president ever?
Yeah. And he told him to shut up twice as well.
Yes, he did.
Come on, Joe. Shut up yourself.
Wow. It's just, it was ugly.
It was ugly.
No style points for that last one. How do you even determine a winner? I don't think there was one.
Well, I think you determine a winner as if if you've decided on Trump as your man, he won.
Yeah.
If you've decided on Biden as your man, he won.
And by the way, who's undecided at this point? Come on now. Come on.
Bill is. Bill in Pocatello.
Bill.
Oh, but that's not even a swing state. So
Come on, man.
Sorry, Bill. We don't care. Do you think there's going to be any more debates?
I don't. I think they'll say, look, that was a cluster fun, and we don't want to get involved in that again. It's beneath the office of the presidency that we're both vying for. We're not going to do it again. And they might be justified in saying that.
Yeah, they might be. And that gets Joe off the hook, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
Sure does.
Yep. I will say he was right on the verge of implosion.
I know it.
Multiple times.
He sure was.
Right there.
I was just like, let him go.
Right. Yep.
Let him go.
Yep.
That was so frustrating. It was almost shades of Romney versus Obama, where you're like, okay, I mean, Obama's on the ropes. Romney's got the presidency. This is good. That was like, last night's debate was like a microcosm because it was so close so many times. Like you said, Biden is about to melt down. We're about to see smoke come out of his ears.
Yep.
It's interrupted.
And then the other really big issue for President Donald J. Trump was that he didn't denounce the white supremacists when he had the chance. Now he's done that multiple times. We've played the audio of it.
Yes.
We played the video. He's done it multiple times, and everybody knows it, including the two combatants he had to fight against last night.
They sure do.
Wallace and Biden. They know he's already denied it. But why he wouldn't do it last night, I don't know. So easy to do.
And what did he say? Stand down and stand by?
Yeah, stand back and stand by or something like that. Because stand down, I guess, is what they were sort of looking for. But, where are all these white supremacists that they're so afraid of?
That's what I would like to know.
Where the hell are they? It's not the white supremacists out burning down America every night. It's the left. And Chris Wallace. What an egregious situation where he challenges Donald Trump to denounce white supremacy. But he says nothing about Joe Biden and Antifa or the Black Lives Matter violence or the rioting and the looting that the Democrats haven't seemed to care about. In fact, they've encouraged. His running mate encouraged it.
Or pedophilia.
Or pedophilia. Yes.
Hear Joe Biden denounce that myself.
Wow.
No,
Joe, based on your actions, you've wildly embraced pedophilia. So why don't you explain that to us?
Seriously, yesterday on Twitter, I posted a 15-minute video from YouTube of just some guy with C-SPAN footage. There was no narration. It was just C-SPAN footage of inappropriate touching by Joe Biden in the Senate during swearing-in ceremonies.
Wow.
And Twitter, of course, locked my account and said
Did they really?
Oh, yeah, I had to remove that. And so all I did was take a screenshot of their locking my account and just telling people exactly what to type into YouTube.
Posting horrible videos.
C-SPAN, right. C-SPAN is not allowed on Twitter. Exactly.
That's crazy.
It was insanity.
Is it still locked or?
Oh, no, I was able... No, if you delete
Okay,
the offending...
they do...
And so they were basically admitting, because they said it was child sexual exploitation material. Okay, well, then you just admitted that Joe Biden is sexually exploiting children.
Right!
It's madness, man.
It really is, isn't it? It's just fun.
But you took it down, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Jack,
All
I
right.
did. So they made more of an issue of locking my account and having me screenshot and do it that way than if they had just left it alone.
All right, let's get to the actual debate clips, because there's a lot of them, and there's an awful lot to talk about, and we'd love to hear from you during the course of the show at 888-900-3393. You can, of course, always tweet us at Pat Unleashed, but I'd love to talk to you about it today, since that was such a cluster fun.
Yes.
Here is Donald Trump making the point that Roe v. Wade, because Biden kept saying it's on the ballot. Roe v. Wade is on the ballot. Roe v. Wade's not on the ballot. Roe v. Wade is nowhere near even the Supreme Court and getting a hearing on it. There's nothing coming up before the court right now. What do you... So anyway, here's what President Trump had to say.
The president also is opposed to Roe v. Wade. That's on the ballot as well in the court. And so that's also at stake right now. And so the election is already begun.
You don't know it's on the ballot. Why is it on the ballot?
Because
Why is it on the ballot? It's not on the ballot.
It's on the ballot in the court.
I don't think so.
In the court. Well,
there's nothing happening there.
Donald,
Right.
would
And you
just be
don't know
quiet for a
her view on Roe v. Wade.
I don't
know her
know.
view.
Right. Well, all right.
Nice. Now, President Trump handled that really well. He's right. It's not on the ballot. It's not even anywhere near being decided on by the U.S. Supreme Court. So what's the big fear here? You talk about fear-mongering, and they continually point the finger at Republicans. They do nothing but fear-monger on every issue. So, how will Amy Coney Barrett rule if the court, if Roe v. Wade is brought before the court to decide it? I don't know. There's a good chance she might vote to overturn it, but I don't have any confidence in Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, and I certainly don't have any confidence in John Roberts.
No kidding.
I don't think the court, even with Amy Coney Barrett, I don't think they're anywhere near the necessary votes to overturn Roe v. Wade, even if it came up before them. Are you confident that
No.
they hear that issue?
No way.
They're deciding the way we want them to?
I'm confident that she will, with being a devout Catholic and having 7 children.
Yeah.
That seems to lean toward that.
Yeah.
You would hope.
Although
you would hope.
she has made statements in the past about separating her religious views from her court rulings. So I don't even know that's a
That
given.
gets her walking down that road. Yeah, it sure does.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Also, Trump and Biden, Trump kept repeating the point, and he's right about it, that Joe Biden agreed with Bernie Sanders on any number of issues. Do you remember the pact they signed? They
Yes.
did sign a pact. Now, it might not be a manifesto, and I think that's what Trump called it last night. There's no manifesto. Okay, there's not a manifesto,
Okay.
but you did sign an agreement with him. Why? So that you could get all of his voters on your side, because you're going to need them. Anyway, cut to, here's what they had to say.
Number one.
Joe, you
Number
agreed
two.
with Bernie Sanders, who's far
did.
left, on the manifesto,
When
we
you-
call it.
when
And that
manifesto-
gives you socialized medicine.
Look, hey,
Are you
I'm
saying
not
you
going to
didn't
listen
agree?
to him. The fact of the matter is, I beat Bernie Sanders.
Not by much.
I beat him a whole hell of a lot. I'm
Not by
here
much.
standing facing you, old buddy.
Pocahontas would have left
Well,
2 days
I'll-
early. You would have lost every primary.
All he knows how to
on
do
Super
is hurt.
Tuesday. You got
Look,
very lucky.
here's the deal. I got very lucky. I'm going to get very lucky tonight as well. And tonight I'm going to
Does Jill know about that?
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal. The fact is that everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
Everybody
I
knows
just-
you're a liar.
That's for sure.
I want to make sure.
Graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
I want to make sure.
President, can you let him finish, sir?
He doesn't know how to do that. He has,
You'd be surprised.
You pick
You'd be surprised.
the
Go ahead,
wrong
Joe.
guy,
Go,
the wrong
go,
night at
go.
the wrong time.
Listen, you agreed with
Here's the
Bernie
deal.
Sanders to the
The
manifesto.
whole idea.
Here's the deal.
Disavowing.
There is no manifesto, number
Please
one.
let him speak, Mr.
Number
President.
You
two.
just lost the left.
Number two.
You just lost the left. You agreed with Bernie Sanders on a plan.
Folks,
Absolutely
folks,
agreed
do you
to,
have any
and under that
idea
plan,
what
you
this
have
clown's
socialized,
doing?
They call it
Do you have any?
There it is.
Socialized medicine.
Again.
Yeah.
Called him a clown there. I
Yeah.
missed that the first time.
Another one.
But yeah, he did it twice. He called the president a clown twice. That's despicable.
It sure is.
But he had an ally in Chris Wallace, so he got away with it every step of the way. Very strange.
Yeah.
I don't know if Wallace, is he just bending over backward trying to show that he's not your typical Fox News guy, and that's why he kind of wound up in Joe Biden's corner, or has he always been there? And I just didn't realize it until recently.
I feel like he's been there.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, where's the moderator saying, could we please stop with the name calling, Mr. Vice President? No. Not going to get that from Mr. Wallace.
Agonizing.
Called him a clown. Come on. Everybody knows he's a clown.
And a liar.
That's cultural appropriation of clowns. He should not have been doing that. Should not have been doing that.
Imagine calling Barack
the circus
Obama a
people
clown on stage. Calling Barack Obama a clown.
Oh, you'd be
stage.
a racist. You'd be a racist.
It'd be over. You'd be done.
Yeah,
they'd shut it down.
Yeah,
the network would turn you off.
But because he said it to Donald Trump, it's perfectly acceptable. Yep. Absolutely fine. Let me tell you about Simply Safe Home Security. Here's the thing. Here's the deal, as Joe would say, about home security companies. Most of them trap you with high prices, tricky contracts, bad customer service.
Oh, here we go. It's a manifesto, they call it.
Yes, that's what they call it.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you. So while there are a lot of options, there's only one real no-brainer. And I can tell you from experience, when the monthly fee gets up to $60 a month, you're paying way too much. You're paying too much. Try 15 with Simply Safe. It's fantastic. Simply Safe's got everything you need to protect your home with none of the drawbacks of traditional home security. And if anything goes wrong, you don't like it, or you're moving, or whatever the deal is, here's the deal. You can get out of it because you don't have a long-term contract. I hate it when these 2-year contracts are just, they just trap you. And where are you going to go with it? Well, you can get out of that for a small fee of $850. Oh, okay, thank you. So, Simply Safe has an arsenal of sensors and cameras, blanket your whole house, every room, window, and door, and it's tailored specifically for your home. And again, all of this starts at about $15 a month. Head to simplysafe.com/unleashed, get a free HD camera just because you listen to this show.
Nice.
That's Simply Safe. We give and we give and we give. Simplysafe.com/unleashed to make sure they know it was our show that sent you.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
And thank you for doing it. All right. Wanted to hear from you, so let's go to Denise in Texas. Hey, Denise, you're on the Blaze.
Hi, I'm in Port Aransas, lovely beach area here where hardly anyone wears a mask. Anyway.
Okay. So it's kind of like normal life there.
It really is. I go into
Nice.
the grocery store. I'm just waiting for someone to say something to me, and they don't. I'm not playing the game anymore. Sorry, not doing it.
Good for
anyway,
you.
I watched that from beginning to end, and I still trust President Trump. Listen, he was berated and has been for 4.5 years. Wouldn't you come in a little pissed off, too?
Oh, yeah.
I would.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I know.
mean,
Yep.
It's Biden not only is the Democratic Party, Biden is the media.
Yes.
He's both. So Trump had to fight. He had to fight Chris Wallace. That was despicable. It's like
Very
Chris.
much so.
So anyways, I'm just saying it didn't sway me either way. Trump can keep punching because that's what we would do as normal people.
Yeah. Exactly right. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Denise. I think a lot of people are going to feel that way. You know, the thing is, the Trump people are going to think Trump won and he did the right thing, and the Biden people are going to think that about their guy. But the one thing that did happen in Biden's favor is he remained standing all night.
He sure did.
He never completely imploded into one of those hazes that happened to him.
Yeah, and you made the point on the after show on the Blaze TV channel that you started to get toward the end there, Biden was really fading. And no wonder he wanted the 3 breaks in between because, he needed to pop a pill or something, most likely.
Pop a pill, go to the bathroom.
Sure.
Some of those pills make you go to the bathroom.
Right.
Some of them, cause you to urinate frequently or have diarrhea. And I think that's what the deal was. And they probably outfitted him with Depends.
I know you said that last night.
That's,
You're like, he probably hasn't changed his Depends half an hour into it.
I mean, who among us? Who among us hasn't done that?
But I think you're absolutely right because by the end of that 90 minutes, he was starting to waver. And again, like you've made the point all morning, Jeffy, and you've made it as well, Pat, that there's so many times where Biden was about to veer off into the ditch and Trump just couldn't help himself and had to rant tweet on the microphone.
Or Chris Wallace. That first time, really, I was so angry the first time when he started. It was about the masks. And they threw it back to Biden, and Biden was starting to ramble about something completely different. He had no idea what he was talking about. And Chris is like, we were talking about masks.
Right.
And I was like, shut up!
No, we need this soundbite, Chris.
Shut up, let him go.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
I know.
But, the pill thing is the reason President Trump continues to ask for the drug test.
Yeah. Well,
he thinks he's going to find some kind of Alzheimer's or dementia medication
it's possible.
in his bloodstream. And I think it's likely.
Yeah.
I think it's likely. I think that's the only thing that's getting him through his days. And if that's true, it's despicable. What's his wife doing? Knowing that your husband is on the brink of disaster and you're still pushing him down this road.
Yeah.
All of his handlers, same thing. And not only is it bad for Biden, it's bad for the country, and they don't care.
Don't care.
They don't care. It's actually treasonous if that's what's happening. Tammy in New York, you're on the Blaze.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Pat. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Yes, it was a mess. Yes, we were all disappointed for sure.
Yeah.
I think, like Denise said, Trump's trying to make 3.5 years worth of points.
Yes.
Because he's finally got the ear of America, and he's trying to make it in a not a good environment, just way too much at one time. I think, I've heard other people say, I think it's a great idea if after 2 minutes they would kill the mic.
Yeah, that's the only way to control it, I think.
I think it would be a great idea. I think Trump missed an opportunity to really put a stake down about white supremacy. And how many times has he said it? Say it one more time.
Yeah.
And that's the first headline. I went over to CNN, and they already had it up. Almost
it's up right now.
The discussion ended.
It is up even as we speak on CNN. Of
course.
Thanks, Tammy. Appreciate it. It's agonizing. President Trump refuses to condemn white supremacists. Well, he's done it in the past, and he has.
I mean, and he could have ended it by just saying, I've done it in the past. I don't know how many more times you want me to do it.
But I'll do it again.
Here you go.
Would have been great.
White supremacy. Yeah. Bad. You happy? I'm over.
I absolutely condemn them. I absolutely disavow them.
Okay.
I don't want them around. I don't want them helping. I don't want them out in public. Whatever it is.
Right.
Just strongly denounce them.
Joe, are you going to denounce...
and then that's what you do. You go right after him on Antifa and BLM. That's all.
We'll wait. We've got time.
That would have been a massive win for him.
Yes.
Massive win.
Huge win. It's too bad. It's too bad.
It is.
Look, again, that's not who Trump is. I just wish that he would have... I hope that there was someone that had his ear telling him, dude, let him hang himself.
Yeah, just be a little bit patient.
Yeah,
You got it.
One of the frustrating moments was when Biden said that Trump had, made fun of the soldiers, made fun of the troops, and it took a while for Trump to bring up that we have you on tape.
Yeah,
calling them. Yeah. What? Stupid bastards? What was it?
You stupid, you dumb bastards. Called them slow and dull.
Dull bunch here. I mean, my gosh, that was frustrating too.
Right. And the other thing that he accused Trump of has been completely debunked by the people that were there. It's despicable. And no help, no fairness from Chris Wallace on this.
Cluster fun.
Really, really awful.
It was an evening of cluster fun. Yes, it was.
It's the only way to put it, really.
And we kind of, at the beginning of the show, we kind of entertain the thought: are there going to be any more debates? Is there going to?
No, they're going to shut it down.
Well, apparently, Rob found this montage already out there of CNN and MSNBC
really
pushing for no more debates
after the debate.
Yeah. Do you want to play this?
Yes.
No? Okay, let's see this.
So, very simple question. After what went down this evening, do you think Joe Biden should participate in a second or third debate?
Should the next two debates go on as scheduled?
I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if this is the last presidential debate.
Should there be other debates?
Are we really going to repeat this? Are we going to have another two of these?
I think we have to hear from the Presidential Commission on Debates tomorrow. We can't do two more of these.
Why are we bothering with a discussion of the rules, of format, of time limits, of moderators at all when we have just seen what is going to happen?
Wow. Ta-da. So predictable.
Yep.
That was all between the end of the debate and now, or a couple hours ago.
Yeah, right.
That is crazy. Then maybe the most egregious, one of the most egregious moments of the whole debate. Cut 3, Biden will not answer the court packing question.
Right.
Vote now. You're going to pack the court?
Sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're
to
a
answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because,
wouldn't you answer that
because
question?
the question is, the question
Supreme Court
is,
Justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe? Who's on your list?
Right. Gentlemen, I think
this is so unprecedented.
He's going to pack the court.
We have ended.
Not going to give a list.
We have ended.
Pause it for a
segment.
second.
We're going to move on.
Okay, so Trump's unpresidential, but will you shut up, man? That's completely presidential.
Right.
That is so classy. That's classy. It's presidential. It's big time.
It sure is. Respectful to the office.
Yes.
All of it.
And Chris Wallace let him off the hook on the packing of the court.
Yeah.
And of who's on your judicial list.
Yep.
And you get to the 2-minute thing. Back to the 2-minute thing. 2 minutes for Trump when he's being backed into a corner, that's not his really wheelhouse.
No.
Right? I mean, he has to build up for 30, 40 seconds.
Right. No, that's exactly the point.
And then he's got to rewrap some things. And then he's got to think by the time his 2 minutes is up.
And
he's already
what Dace was saying.
Dace was saying last night on the after show exactly the same thing.
That's who he is.
He first has to establish.
Aggrandize himself.
Yeah, he's got to get back at you. He's got to clear the record up, blah, 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 before he even gets the sub.
That's who he is.
It's frustrating, though. It's frustrating. Seriously, though, at some point last night, I figured it would be kind of like Idiocracy, where President Camacho just reaches below the podium and pulls out a semi-automatic weapon and just starts shooting up at the ceiling because we were that close. We are there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these guys, who would have been surprised if one of them had walked over and slugged the other one in the face? Would that have been shocking last night?
No.
No.
No, it wouldn't have.
Here we are, America.
All right, go back and let's play this again. Yeah. This deserves another look. This is incredible to me.
Vote now.
You're going to pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're a
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why wouldn't you answer that
because
question?
the question is
the Supreme Court Justice, radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe? Who's on your list?
Right. Gentlemen, I think
this
we've
is
ended
so
this.
He's going to pack the court.
We have
not going to give a list.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it?
Why don't you answer the question?
People understand, Joe. 47 years, you've done nothing.
Oh, no, that reminds me. He had a great line, the president, when he said, I've done more in 47 months than you've done in 47 years. So true.
Yep.
Great line.
People understand, Joe.
Yeah. I love it. I love it when he speaks for everybody and tells us what we know and what we don't know, what we understand and what we don't. When there was the discussion about Joe belonging to the radical left, Trump said something like, they're going to dominate you, Joe. They're going to dominate you. You know that, and I know that. So Joe Biden knows they're going to dominate him. And I think he does.
I think he does.
I think he does.
He's already been dominated.
You bet.
Yeah, I mean, when he says he is the Democratic Party now, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
You're the vessel for the Democratic Party is what you are.
You know, the fact is there is no Democratic Party anymore. They're socialists and communists. That's what they are. Might as well just call them what they are, because the Democrat Party has been gone for some time. 888-933-93 with your thoughts. Here on Pat Gray Unleashed.
what I thought.
That's exactly what it was last night.
Oh, man. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So your thoughts on the big debate last night. Man, how proud are we as Americans this morning? Huh?
Right? Thank you.
That's the process going just the way it should.
Yes,
that's
it is.
the well-oiled machine that is politics today.
Well, I was really surprised to see the Telemundo poll after the debate last night.
Maria Telemundo Manawa Nirawa.
The question was, who won tonight's presidential debate on Telemundo? 66% Trump, 34% Biden.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Wow. That's a wide gap, too.
That sure is.
How about that? I would not have guessed that. 888-900-3393. You also got some tweets here. Petty Officer America tweets regarding the behavior of Chris Wallace last night. I think the Soros lives loudly within him. The Soros. Not the dogma.
No.
The Soros. Michelle 08210. I wish President Trump would have allowed Biden to ramble on and falcon himself.
Whoa. All right.
Like a falcon. You know, he'd become like a falcon.
Like a bird?
Like the bird, yeah.
Like a bird.
Yeah, I'm not positive on the reference there, but it's...
Okay, I'm feeling sort of dig there.
Vern Lundquist tweets. The Vern Lundquist?
I'm sure it is.
I'm
sure it is.
Huh.
Morning, Vern.
That's great to have you with us, Vern. I honestly think Biden's biggest blunder of the night was trying to pretend like Beau was his only son once Hunter was mentioned.
I mean, he does that all the time.
All the time.
I mean, you can well understand why Hunter has a drug problem.
Iraq? Did you say Iraq? My son was in the military, and he fought in Iraq, and he goes down that road every single time.
I mean, they did the whole thing at the convention.
Yep.
On Beau. I mean, it was never ending.
And he took the occasion to bring up the lie that Biden called the troops all kinds of names in France, which didn't happen. And the people who were there say it didn't happen. And the person they think leaked it, John Kelly, who didn't speak about it himself because he doesn't tend to do that, but his main aide said that nothing like that ever happened.
Right.
John Kelly wouldn't tolerate that. So
certainly we haven't ever seen Trump call troops bastards.
Yeah, stupid bastards. Dull, slow. I mean, that despicable. Fantastic Larky Farkin tweeted, I thought it was pretty disingenuous when Chris Wallace asked Trump if he paid $750 in taxes the 1 year. Actually, there were two.
Oh, okay, mister. I got to bog everybody down with facts.
But you're going to take advantage of the tax breaks that are allowed to you, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, even Trump said that was one of my favorite lines from last night. Nobody wants to pay taxes unless they're stupid.
Mm-hmm. He's right. He's right about that. All right. Michael in Georgia, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
You just mentioned something, and this wasn't the reason why I was calling, but I just wanted to point out, I don't know if y'all heard Joe Biden say that his son received the conspicuous medal last night.
The conspicuous medal?
Did he say that? I did. Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, he's talking about the medal, and I think he says bronze at some point, but then he ends up saying conspicuous medal. Yeah, go back and listen to that.
That's awesome.
And the conspicuous medal, that's based on your what? Yeah. What have you done to earn the conspicuous medal?
You can't say. It's too...
They don't give those out
it's
just
classified.
to anybody.
You're usually dead when you receive one.
It's classified.
So, anyway.
But, Pat, the reason why I was calling is because I actually lost quite a few friends on Facebook last night because I think the only moment that most of the people I knew were talking about was the Proud Boys moment when Trump he just kind of stumbled right there.
Yeah.
And I explained to my friends, I said, I don't think it's because he didn't know what to say. I think the question threw him off guard because he put this to rest many times. And I provided like at least 3 moments to these people with quoted dates and specific quotes where he says, I denounce white supremacy, but they said, well, he said this last night, and he stumbled over it. And now on the Proud Boys website, it says the exact quote that Trump said. So,
yeah, they're not helping.
What do you do?
Yeah, what can you do? Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Mike.
I know, it's frustrating. And
you don't drink, you don't smoke. What do you do?
Thank you.
Subtle innuendo follows. I think there must be something inside. I do. That's what I think is going on here. But seriously, how many times does Trump have to say it? He should have said it again last night.
Yes, he should have.
But he's said it over and over and over.
I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Whoa. I'm sorry, what? I thought you loved the
Weird.
neo-Nazis and the white supremacists. Huh. They should be condemned totally. Yeah, but why are you being so wishy-washy about it there?
Right.
Why?
And we spoke of it earlier, but it would have been nice for him just to put the knife in the sand again and just put it down and say, fine, there. Can we put this to rest now, please?
And now, Mr.
Joe.
Biden, let's do the same thing to you.
Yes.
Will you
Thank
denounce
you.
Antifa and Black Lives Matter and the violence that they perpetrate?
And pedophilia.
You need to let that go, bro.
I'm not going to do it.
You're so picky that you have a problem with that?
Right.
Keith? Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Grown men touching little girls.
Yeah,
I know. I'm going to
you
go
do
out on a
have an
limb
issue?
and say, I know it's 2020, but yeah, I still got a problem with that.
Yeah, okay.
Putting an age on love, whatever.
That is the new thing they're trying to do, though.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to make that okay as well.
Oh, yes.
It's the last taboo, man.
California's already breaking ground on that.
Nope,
Strong.
there's one more taboo after this, and that's polygamy. Because we can't seem to get past
I know.
You can love anybody
So weird.
you want, but only one of them. I don't
One
know
at a
why.
time.
Why? Why? All right, Don in Florida, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey, Pat, you were saying that Trump supporters would have said that Trump won, but my wife and I are both Trump supporters, and we thought he lost.
Did you?
Wow.
He started out. He started out strong. I mean,
did.
He caught it when Biden sit there and said 100 million Americans have pre-existing conditions. A third of America, please. But I mean, but then every time that Joe started to wind up, he cut him off with his own interruptions, and then Chris Wallace was so frustrated he joined Biden's side, and it became 2 against 1 there. So I mean, he was in a no-win situation, but I mean, he didn't help it with his own interruptions of Joe. If he'd have just let him go on, and
that's how he would have. That's how he would have won in the eyes.
Let
of,
him hang
of
himself
you,
with
right?
his own rope.
I mean, it wasn't a no-win situation. It was he needed to step back.
Yeah,
and that's not who he is, unfortunately.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Don. Good point. Judy in Pennsylvania, you're on the Blaze.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I'm so glad to speak with you guys again. Listen, I did not vote for the president last time. Neither did my husband. But this time he'll have 3 votes out of this household.
Whoa. You're adding an extra vote?
Well, my son.
Oh, okay.
My son is of age. I'm not sure he won last night, but I'll tell you this much. I came away from that saying, well, so much for fair and balanced Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
I was so PO'd at Chris Wallace, and I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm watching more Newsmax lately after the morning show than these guys. This is an annoyance, I found. Again, the president, he had some good moments, but he didn't help himself. I gave up after about 45 minutes. I wish he had allowed him, Joe, to implode. I'm a Catholic. I want to say to my fellow Catholics, I don't understand what kind of a Catholicism Joe brings to the table. It's not a Catholicism I grew up with and understanding. I think he's a Kino, Catholic in name only. I said that when he was picked as Obama's vice president.
Right. Yep. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Judy. That's exactly why. The press loves Joe Biden's religiosity. They're fine with that. It's so great that he brings his faith with him. He's a man of deep faith. Is he? But the person who really does pay attention to the Catholic faith, and not just as a cafeteria, Catholic picking and choosing, but actually going with the doctrine and the tenets of the religion. Amy Coney Barrett, she couldn't be more dangerous. Right. She is a threat to the United States of America. But Joe Biden and his Catholicism, that's perfect. That's what we love. Same with Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, yes.
If you don't really live it, they're fine with you. That's whatever. She just says it. She's fine. Don't worry about it. Remember when she said their favorite word is the word? I mean, that was so powerful.
What more do you want?
All right. Let me tell you about Omega XL. If you're in pain and you've tried a million different things and they haven't worked, just give this a shot. You got very little to lose. Inflammation is the root cause of so much of the pain, especially as you get older. This is backed by 35 years of clinical research, and it attacks the inflammation and essentially just shuts it off, which then, in turn, stops the pain. It's awesome. And they're just little teeny gel caps that are super easy to take. You can take them even without water. That's how easy they are to swallow. You don't get that nasty, fishy taste all day long. I love them. You need to try Omega XL. See if that works for you. To get you started, when you order one bottle of Omega XL right now, you'll get a second bottle free. OmegaXL.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat. OmegaXL.com/Pat. Or 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. 888-900-3393. One of the things that they kicked around for a while was COVID-19, and Trump has killed all these people, 200,000 of them. But he had a response back to Joe that I thought was decent.
If we would have listened to you, the country would have been left wide open. Millions of people would have died, not 200,000. And one person is too much. It's China's fault. It should have never happened. They stopped it from going in, but it was China's fault. And by the way, when you talk about numbers, you don't know how many people died in China. You don't know how many people died in Russia. You don't know how many people died in India. They don't exactly give you a straight count, just so you understand. But if you look at what we've done, I closed it, and you said he's xenophobic. He's a racist, and he's xenophobic because you didn't think I should have closed our country. Wait a minute. It says 2 minutes. You didn't think we should have closed our country because you thought it was terrible. You wouldn't have closed it for another 2 months. By my doing it early, in fact, Dr. Fauci said, President Trump saved thousands of lives. Many of you Democrat governors said, President Trump did a phenomenal job. We worked with the governor. Oh, really? Go take a look. The governors said I did a phenomenal job. Most of them said that. In fact, people that would not be necessarily on my side said that. President Trump did a phenomenal job. We did. We got the gowns. We got the masks. We made the ventilators. You wouldn't have made ventilators. And now we're weeks away from a vaccine. We're doing therapeutics already. Fewer people are dying when they get sick. Far fewer people are dying. We've done a great job.
That's so great. That was pure Trump right there.
That sure was.
That was pure Donald Trump.
That was all Donald Trump right there, man. It was awesome. Now, I will say Chris knocked Biden off there at one time, saying it's his 2 minutes.
Right.
But he doesn't cut him off with the laughs. That kind of upset me. I mean, because that's
what he
way,
did to Paul Ryan too.
Right, and he gets away with it. You know, they let him get away with it, and that's really, if you say stuff under your breath, you get cut off by the moderator. But if you just, that chuckle of "you're so dumb."
Do you remember Al Gore with Bush back in 2000? Always sighing every time Bush would say something.
And that hurt him.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, people noticed that. Clay in Pennsylvania, you're on the Blaze.
Hi, Pat.
Hey.
Pleasure to speak to you guys.
You too.
Hey, I just wanted to point out, I literally was screaming at my television. Like, Chris Wallace had the audacity to attack Trump on a group that's not burning our cities down.
Yes.
But he didn't stop Biden when Biden said Antifa is just an idea, not a group.
Unbelievable. Yeah. What an unbelievable line. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Clay. That's a great point. Yeah, that idea. Just burn Portland down. They burned Seattle down.
Yeah.
They're burning cars. They're shooting cops. They're inspiring violence all over the country. That idea is doing a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah. And Clay, you weren't alone. Now, my household by the end of the debate, everybody's yelling in the house. I mean, it brought everybody just yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Sunday afternoon watching the Falcons at my house, but no, it was a presidential debate.
The presidential debate.
Mark in North Carolina, you're on the Blaze.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Debates to me don't matter. President Trump has had his back against the wall from day one.
Yes, he has.
Because the Democrats and even the mainstream media, as well as a few rhino Republicans, have kept him on the defense. He can't take the offense. They don't want him to take the offense. I voted for the very first time ever in my life because of President Trump. And I know the Democrats are not leaders. They only care about raising taxes. I don't care what Joe Biden said last night. I'm still going to vote for Trump. He has my support, and he will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Mark. I think that's the way, hardcore Trump fans are going to.
Yes.
They're going to be fine with what happened last night. They're still going to vote. I'm still going to vote for him. It's the undecideds, if there are any, and I can't imagine that there actually are. Who are these people who can't figure this thing out? I mean, come on. Who are they? Really? You're having a tough time with this one?
Some people may have some noodle deficiencies.
Noodle deficient. I'm writing that one.
It's possible.
It's like offering the choice. You can lay in this comfortable bed, or we've got this mattress made of nails.
I'm undecided.
Man, I'm undecided. I can't think.
But is the mattress made of nails going to come with some other stuff?
Yeah, it comes with a big fat sumo wrestler jumping up and down on you while you're laying there. Now I'm really confused. I don't know. Let me think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have a noodle
think.
deficiency, you don't have an answer.
It's called deficiency. Did I get this?
888-900-3393. That's how you spell it.
Is that right?
ROLAIDS. Relief.
That's how you spell it.
Martin just started this hour 2 seconds late.
2 seconds, Martin.
We'll never have those 2 seconds back.
Never.
Yep.
2 seconds less.
I'm going to need
making
your,
the apocalypse fun.
Yeah, I'm going to need your key card. Well, I mean, in 60 minutes. I don't need it right now. Wait to finish the show.
We'll give you the box. You can
fill it up with
your stuff. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Jeffy's joining us today. He was going to do chewing the fat, and then we just kind of rolled over the top of chewing the fat. Also, it's worth noting they made us stop playing the Elephant Walk.
Yeah.
YouTube
cracking down.
Copyright infringement. No more dun.
We used to do that.
Boy, that's a shame, huh?
Yeah, it is, right?
You don't seem disappointed.
No, I'm just saying it's devastated is what. That's the word I'm looking for, right?
That was a special thing that we did just for you.
Yeah, no, I know, and I appreciate it.
And I think this whole time you didn't appreciate
Don't you dare.
Wow, that hurts, doesn't it?
Yes,
That
it does.
It's really sad. Speaking of sad, Helen Reddy just died.
I know. Mac Davis, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're looking
Mac
for number
Davis
3.
And Helen Reddy.
Both 78 years old.
Wow.
I know.
Has anybody visited Gilbert O'Sullivan to see how he's doing this morning? Or
are you trying to put Gilbert O'Sullivan in the same basket? I mean, if he becomes number 3, he absolutely will be in the same basket. But he's not in the same hallowed ground
he's much bigger
as
than Mac Davis.
Oh
was.
my gosh, no!
Come on now.
Mac Davis is huge. Singer-songwriter, huge. He wrote songs for everyone.
I'm not talking about his weight. We're not talking about how he ballooned in later life.
Well,
we're talking about his music
was the heart
career.
surgery that did him in too.
But Helen Reddy was a big feminist. Remember, I Am Woman.
Yeah.
Hear Me Roar. I Can Count all the way to 4, or whatever the lyrics were. I don't know.
We can thank her for that literary masterpiece.
She thanked God when she got her Grammy, and said that she called God a she.
Oh boy,
that was back in the set. That was the big deal from her. It was great. She was struggling with dementia for the last few years. Very sad.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That is sad.
Yeah.
Some tweets here from Zach McMines. I felt like Biden was trying to pander to the middle, the independents, not the far left. He was.
They both should have been.
Yeah, that's the name of the game every year.
Yeah. Courtney B. tweets, I'm disappointed Biden didn't say malarkey. That's amazing. In an hour and a half, no malarkeys.
Well, he may have if we let him go for a couple times. Yes. He might have got there.
From Daniel Pulliam, even if Trump had let Biden speak more and he'd veered off course, Wallace would have just bailed him out like he did on the mask question.
I know.
Bronco Nagurski's fan club. Are we going to talk about the elephant in the room? Well, we talked about one of them.
You were saying we can't play it anymore.
Yeah, can't do it.
It's a shame.
Well, the other elephant in the room, obviously there's
I'm sorry?
A few today.
Yeah, so he's saying that there's already one elephant in the room.
So
but there's
this is
another
about
one.
the other elephant in the room.
That's what he means.
All right.
Joe Biden mentioning methane. Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyone, the masses that listened to Pat Gray Unleashed when he said that couldn't get that song
That was
out of
my
their
most
head.
popular tweet last night.
And apparently, Donald Trump is, I guess, sending methane into the air. Like more than other presidents?
I guess so.
I don't know how that works.
I guess so.
Huh. You got to cut down on I remember how Obama cracked down on cow farts. You remember that?
Oh, man.
When he said,
I got some cattle, I'm driving to the town.
The hits keep coming.
Good morning.
It's going to be an all request lunch hour coming up in about 5 hours, so hang with us. 888-900-3393. Yeah, let's do the methane clip from the debate last night.
What about the argument that President Trump basically says that you have to balance environmental interests and economic interests, and he's drawn his line?
Well, he hadn't drawn a line. He still, for example, he wants to make sure that methane's not a problem. You can now emit more methane without it being a problem. Methane. This is a guy who says that you don't have to have mileage standards for automobiles that exist now. This is a guy who says that. Well, the fact is, it's all true. And
he's talking
about the Green New Deal, and
Pause
it's not too.
Okay, go back to where he starts into this because there's a nice Biden moment. Right?
Yes.
Check this out. This is where, he could have gone completely south, but they bailed him out through all the talking and yakking. And when it's little something.
Methane's not a problem.
Like
you can now emit more methane without it being a problem. Methane. This is a guy who says that you don't have to have mileage standards for automobiles that exist now. This is a guy who says that. Well, the fact is, it's all true. And here's the deal.
Talking about the Green New Deal, and it's not $2 billion or $20 billion, as you said. It's $100 trillion.
I'm talking about
where they want to rip down buildings and rebuild the building.
No,
it's the dumbest, most ridiculous. Where airplanes are out of business, where two-car systems are out, where they want to take out the cows too. That's not true either, right? This is a $100 trillion.
Look,
that's more money than our country could make in 100 years if we're
not
going
the case.
All right, let me
destroy our
because
country.
I actually.
Oh, that was just such a calming, peaceful, mostly peaceful debate.
Yeah, and don't forget, Joe Biden, quotes from last night: "The Green New Deal will pay for itself. It's not my plan," and he doesn't support the Green New Deal. But yet, on his website right now, Biden believes the Green New Deal is a crucial framework for meeting the climate challenges we face.
There you go.
He has no idea what he supports.
Yeah. Or he's just a flat-out liar, or both.
Mm-hmm. Or both, yeah.
But they want to take out the cows, and we can't be letting that happen.
Wasn't there a thing where they were trying to put something on the back end of cows to clean that up? Didn't we have a story about that?
Oh, somebody.
Yeah, they were going to attach and there was going to be an attachment to a cow butt.
And the methane song is where they were talking about what they were feeding the cows.
Yeah.
And so that was changing up, which was completely wrong, by the way. The studies had proven that really didn't work as well as they said it would work.
What a surprise.
I know.
That's a stunner. Huh. Let's go to Daniel in Georgia. Hey, Daniel, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat. I was going to follow up on a call you had earlier that said the debates largely didn't matter.
Okay.
And I think that's true. It's a point I don't see pointed out enough is that Trump basically has three kinds of voters. He had the enthusiastic voters who didn't care if he was a conservative, and the reluctant voters who held their nose hoping he'd be a conservative. And then there was the third type, which is like me, who wanted to vote for a conservative like Ted Cruz, but I thought he was a con man, so I voted third party. Tell me who among those three groups has he lost? Because it seems to me like he would have gained support from the people like me. I can't wait to vote for him this time.
Right.
Isn't that strange? That's exactly what happened to me. And I think
well, I mean,
all of us here
I'm
at
still
the Blaze,
I still want Jim Gilmore to run, to be honest, but
you got to let that go. Jeff,
okay,
you got to let it go.
Sorry.
But you're right. I appreciate the call. Thanks, Daniel. I think a lot of people feel that
Yeah.
way. I voted third party as well last time. I'm certainly not going to this time. I'm voting for Donald Trump. So you're right. He didn't lose any of his support. It's those undecideds that we keep hearing about that I can't imagine exist. Those are the ones that may have been a little off-put by the debate. But, I mean, Biden was no better. He was
not
no
really.
better.
He didn't win it. I mean, he wasn't this guy that you went, oh, see?
Right.
That guy. He's the guy that needs to be president.
On actual substance, Trump won by a lot. Biden didn't have any substantial things to say. Nothing. He tried to counter everything Trump said. And so when the president talked about the millions that would have died under Biden, here's what Biden responded.
If we would have listened to you, the country would have been left wide open. Millions of people would have died, not 200,000. And one person is too much. It's China's fault. It should have never happened. They stopped it from going in, but it was China's fault. And by the way, when you talk about numbers, you don't know how many people died in China. You don't know how many people died in Russia. You don't know how many people died in India. They don't exactly give you a straight count, just so you understand. But if you look at what we've done, I closed it, and you said he's xenophobic. He's a racist, and he's xenophobic because you didn't think I should have closed our country. Wait a minute.
It says 2 minutes.
You didn't think we should have closed our country because you thought it was terrible. You wouldn't have closed it for another 2 months. By my doing it early, in fact, Dr. Fauci said, President Trump saved thousands of lives. Many of you Democrat governors said, President Trump did a phenomenal job.
This is the same man who told you by Easter this would be gone away. By the warm weather, it'd be gone. Miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it.
Oh, man.
This is the same man. That was said sarcastically, you know that. That was said sarcastically.
And so here's the deal.
Was it?
This man is talking about a vaccine. Every serious company is talking about maybe having a vaccine done by the end of the year. But the distribution of that vaccine will not occur until sometime beginning or the middle of next year to get it out. If we get the vaccine. And pray God we will. Pray God we will.
Mr. Vice
I love how they root against America. Isn't that great?
It sure do, man.
They don't want the vaccine. They don't want anything he does is the wrong thing.
Right.
Because even if he would do things that they wanted him to do, in fact, they wanted him to close down the economy.
Yeah.
They desperately wanted it. And they wanted it because they knew that would destroy the economy and make it tougher for Trump to win re-election.
He said the country was going to be back open by Easter. That bastard.
They were ripping him for that.
Yeah.
They were ripping him to shreds.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
It should have been.
They've rooted against America every step of the way. Mark in Pennsylvania, you're on the Blaze.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
A couple of things real quick. What I think Trump should have said on the white supremacy thing was, yeah, it exists. I condemn it. But I agree with Candace Owens that probably the Democratic Party is more a danger to black lives than white supremacists in 2020. And as far as the economy, real quick, he should have said, yeah, we're coming roaring back, and we still have New York and California locked up. Two of the biggest things.
Yes.
He should have thrown that at him, too.
He should have.
Yes.
Exactly right. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, there were some missed opportunities for sure. And, when you think about it, when you think about California still being mostly locked down, that's the 6th largest economy in the world.
Huge.
That's kind of important.
Yeah, huge. I mean, two things, right? Disney has decided that 28,000 employees gone.
Out of
Have a nice day.
100,000.
They've been
Wow.
They've been crying to open back up, and California won't let them open back up. So they're like, okay, well, we can't. These employees got to go. Then we can't continue to pay them. We can't continue to pay their health insurance. Anything's got to go. And I mean, almost in bigger news, Sizzler has filed for bankruptcy.
Oh,
so
no,
California
now it's
is
hitting
California
close to home
is,
for you, right,
is
Jeffy?
down. Yeah.
So there still are Sizzlers located somewhere in the country, huh?
How dare you? Yeah, California, my friend.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they used to be all over the place.
Well, it's not so.
Not so much anymore.
I know that they filed bankruptcy back in the 90s. So what? But they're filing bankruptcy again.
Okay. Annalisa in Utah. You're on the Blaze. Hi.
Guys.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
So along with this white supremacy thing, I went to Antifa.com and it redirects you to JoeBiden.com.
That's true. That's actually
awesome.
true.
I wonder how that happened. It's an idea.
It's an internet mix-up.
And yeah, but it's an idea that he apparently likes. Thanks, Annalisa. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's been circulating for a while, and it really is true. Very strange.
great.
All right, 888-900-3393. Let me tell you about raising your credit score. If you're having difficulties obtaining a loan, it could be your credit score is too low. It can either deny you a loan or make your interest rate a lot higher than it otherwise would be. Now, the average American has about 97 points they can add to their credit score, but they don't have any idea how to get those points. ScoreMaster does. They've done all kinds of research, and now you're going to be the beneficiary. It's the new credit science that super boosts your credit score. Our listeners get an average of 61 points in 20 days or less. This is going to help you a lot. If you own a business, you know how essential great credit is. From getting a loan to funding projects to financing equipment, go to ScoreMaster first and see how super boosting your business credit score can save you a fortune. ScoreMaster, it puts you in control of your finances, not the banks. You can enroll in just minutes, and they'll show you how many plus points that you can add to your credit score. Visit scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat. Tired? You bet.
Why?
You bet. It was a little past my bedtime last night on the
Really?
big situation. Yeah. Yeah, about the time we got started is usually the time I go to bed.
I know. I turned it on. I turned Blaze TV on as I was walking to bed.
Yeah.
And I was at it on my phone, and I thought, well, I'll see if everybody's there. Oh, my gosh, Pat's there. Good night. See him in the morning.
I mean, when it ended, I don't know, 10:30, quarter to 11, something like that, I'm like, I'm not driving all the way home. So I slept on my little teeny couch in my office.
Yeah.
Man, was that comfortable.
You have a couch in your
talk
office?
About, about a half couch.
I was about to
It's
say,
about half the size of yours.
I was just
actually.
about to say, how are your legs feeling this morning?
Not good.
Oh.
Not good. I can barely think. I feel like Joe Biden today. Look. No, okay. The thing,
Let's be clear. Let's be clear here. You spent the night on a love seat.
I did. Yes, it's a love seat. That's about what it is.
It's more comfortable just
miserable night of
sitting
sleep.
up.
So I think I slept a little too much though, even though I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, because
I got almost too much rest.
Once you pass out, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But going 3 hours straight through, it just, you wake up groggy. And
Right.
Did I get too much sleep?
yes, I think I did last night. I got too much sleep. So we were arguing, or actually Jeffy brought up a sore spot from the weekend's football matchups, and now that's the only thing I can think of right now.
I was so angry at BYU because, first of all, Missouri got their butt kicked from Alabama, which
how bad
I
was
had
it?
anticipated.
It was only 38-13 though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it was.
That's not.
No, it wasn't. But they owned the game. Alabama owned the
Dominated.
game. Yeah. And so I'm frustrated at that. And then BYU came on, and they were manhandling Troy. So I was just
Very
enough.
much so.
So I didn't watch. I watched the first half, and then I moved on.
Yeah.
So I get up in the morning and I look at the score. Oh yeah, I want to see how they did, and I see that they didn't hang 50. And I was like, they didn't even hang 50 on Troy. I was so bummed.
I was pissed.
And I thought
it was only 48-7.
And then I hear you say that they took a knee.
Hold on a second, Cody.
Oh,
just a heads
my
up.
gosh.
Heads up. We got the disclaimer from Rob there.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
That's a good point. Thank you.
Our
Oh,
apologies
my
here
gosh.
if you
Warning. Yeah, if you recorded the BYU game, Cody,
or the Alabama-Missouri,
you don't want to hear this stuff.
Yeah, so our apologies for not stopping the sports train.
Because it's only 4 days after the event.
No, you can't. We're sorry that we expected you to have watched it by now.
Okay, so now that Cody is muted, continue.
All right. But if you're a sports writer and you're the people responsible for voting for these teams to play in postseason,
there's a big difference between 48-7 and 55-7.
Huge difference. Because even if you know, okay, they won 48-7, they won the game. But if you hang 50, in your mind, you look
different.
at that and you think they could have scored more.
Yes.
If you don't score 50, you look at it and go, wow.
They could have easily scored 75, 80 points.
And over 50 says that.
Yes.
And then plus, how are you going to remember 3 months from now all the details of a game between two teams that
you didn't
don't
watch.
have a rooting interest for? You're just going to see the 48-7.
You're going to see the score.
Right.
Or maybe you're going to do margin of victory.
Right.
And it's going to end up...
And these are the issues that could mean the difference between a New Year's Six bowl game and playing in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl again.
Right.
You know? Because
no
of the
knock
schedule
on the
they have
Potato
to
Bowl.
be. Yeah, right. It's huge.
All right.
And I think it's played. Isn't it played? No, it's in Boise.
Yeah, what are you dogging the humanitarian
No, I
bowl?
love it. I love it. I love the Idaho Potato Bowl.
Yeah.
That used to be the humanitarian bowl, right?
I think
and
it
now
did.
it is
Yes.
the Idaho.
Yes. So with the schedule that they wound up with after the main schedule, their best schedule maybe ever, got canceled.
Yeah, this hurt them bad.
You got to destroy all these teams. You have to. And so to take a knee inside the 5 with 2 minutes left, stop it!
Yeah.
They did the same thing against Navy. Could have been 62-3.
Very frustrating, especially this year. And I was really disappointed. I mean, my first thought is, wow, they didn't score 50?
There's a possibility that the Boise State game is back on for, I think, the original scheduled time in November 6th, I think. That would be good.
Nice.
That'd be helpful.
Maybe they grab a couple of those games back. That'd be huge.
Right. Now, the one that got postponed or maybe even canceled, the Army game, and then the athletic direct, because a bunch of not a bunch, but a small number, they said. I think it was 10. 10 Cougars got COVID. And so they had to cancel. Now, where did they get that? I don't know. They took a trip back east. It could have happened anywhere. But the Army athletic director was upset about it enough to where he put out this pseudo romantic ad that he took out. Undefeated football team in the East, Army, seeks like-minded, disciplined football team to play this. Insinuating that they're not disciplined and that's how they got COVID.
That really ticked me off.
Well, I want you to see the discipline of the Army team because it's impressive.
It is. It is impressive.
Okay.
Watch number 59.
Oh, no.
Headbutt with his helmet on one of his coaches.
No.
Now, they try, just pause, stop that for a second because see how he backed up and squared off on the coach?
Right.
Now he squares up.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that was on purpose.
I do too.
Absolutely. They tried to say that was overzealousness. And but I don't think so.
No,
I think 59 has got something on that. On that coach.
He's walking toward him. You're right. He squares up like you said, and then he kind of puts his hand out, not like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Oh my God."
And that's the way they tried to
almost like
frame
he's
that.
Talking to him like, "What was that?"
Yeah, they tried to frame it as he even stayed there to make sure he was okay afterward.
Crap.
No. That's not what it looks like.
It sure
and I'll do it again. Yeah, that's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Play it from the start. Poor guy got a big gash in his...
About to fall over, too.
Yeah, I mean, he just comes up and...
Boom!
Boom!
And then he keeps walking toward it.
Then it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh, geez. He's not acting that way at all.
No, he's not acting that way at all.
But that's your disciplined team?
But that's a disciplined team.
Doesn't want to play
That's the first thing I thought of when I watched that.
What's that noise right
now? The Blaze Radio Network.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, that was good.
We are the Blaze Radio Network.
Probably what it sounded like in that coach's head after he got nailed with that helmet at full speed.
I mean,
it's just...
Don't you, even if that was a celebration, have a little discipline.
Army.
Don't headbutt your coach with your helmet on.
Yeah, that was tough to see, man.
That was. He knocked him senseless.
Which is exactly why we played it about 7 or 8 times for your benefit.
In fact,
Cody.
I'm not sure you saw this. So let's see it one more time.
Let's see this disciplined team, this Army team here. What's this?
Whoa, that's the height of discipline right there.
That sure is.
That's the epitome of discipline.
Sure is.
That's a lawsuit right there.
Whew.
I mean, that's a get kicked off the team.
Look at
right there.
The guy's woozy.
Yeah. He's got to be held upright. Yeah. From a team captain,
I
too.
mean, there's not many of us that could take that. Just saying a hit like that.
I didn't really know what follow-up we could have come up with there.
There is no follow-up to that. It's it's impossible. All right, we got a lot more. There's more on the debate. There's actually some other things that are going on in the world other than last night's debate. Just a ton of stuff is jam-packed, and we'll have to try to jam as much of it into the last half hour as we can. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Mr. Trump?
And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally.
Why won't he do that? Why won't he condemn them? Why won't he condemn them totally?
He won't say it.
Well, he will not say it. Say their name and condemn them.
And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists.
Right.
Because they should be condemned totally.
Huh. Didn't say it last night.
No, he did.
Sure wish he would have. Mm-hmm. But he has said it in the past. So it's really a non-issue. And again, it's the banner on CNN this very second. President Trump refuses to condemn white supremacists. Oh, jeez. He should have also said, look, I'm not the one who attended KKK Grand Poobah's Robert Byrd's funeral and spoke glowingly about his racist life like you did, Joe. It's despicable. Despicable. And it's sad because there were lots of opportunities that were lost last night. That's the sickening part of it. Now, some people are saying that Joe Biden might have been wearing a wire. Whose theory is this?
I don't know. James Woods. Tweeted out something. Yeah.
Actor James Woods taking a look at
all right, well, now that's not the wire thing. That's the
looks like a little microphone
on his wrist there. Look at that. See, that's not his watch. It's not
it's his pen,
there's
right?
definitely something.
He keeps his pen there.
Is that where he keeps his pen?
Yeah,
that is not his pen.
No, that's his.
No, it is not.
Everybody
a pen.
keeps their.
It's not a cuff link. It's not a watch. That looks like a little lapel microphone.
Everybody keeps their pen right there and there.
Oh yeah.
No.
Right there and there.
So that's the microphone on his wrist, but don't we have?
That's the theory. Yes, and now let's look at the other video that supposedly shows a wire. I'm not so convinced on this one. Okay, so watch. He reaches back here under his coat. Now look, watch closely. See that?
Okay.
Oh, wait.
There is a little wire hanging out there.
I don't know. I don't know. Guy on that looked like a wrinkle in a shirt to me, but
let's see that again.
You don't know?
See that again.
Okay, maybe not.
Because I think, to me, it looks like, he's scratching an itch or something, and there it is. Right there. Right there.
I mean,
that is not a wrinkled shirt. I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
I don't think so. I think that's a wire.
Yeah.
Could it be a wayward string thread from the
no.
jacket?
When it's paused like that, though, it does look more like a wire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't it though?
And what was he covering? Like, why would you pull your? What are you hiding there, Joe?
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Huh. Now the microphone. I don't know what the purpose of that would be. Because you got the microphone on your wrist. You got a microphone right in front of your face. Who are,
Yeah.
What do you need the mic for?
You never know when you have to,
What might you need it for? Huh?
I don't know. Attention, 1 out of 12, 1 out of 12. See the man, 211 in progress. I don't know. I don't know what that's for.
Yeah, he never said that either. We didn't catch it.
Right.
If he said it during the debate.
Probably would have seen that.
Yeah.
The 1 out of 12 thing. Yeah.
See the man. Classic.
All right. Couple other clips that we haven't gotten to yet that I thought were interesting. And, there was a lot of interesting things. There were a lot of interesting things.
A lot going on during the cluster fun.
Yes.
There was a lot going on.
And this was one of them. Trump had just had enough of being called not smart, being called a racist, being called every name a clown, not once but twice during the debate.
Told to shut the hell up.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. And being argued with by Chris Wallace the whole time. So he had Wallace to contend with, had Biden to contend with. So he kind of snaps to here and tries to put Biden back in his place.
He panicked or he just looked at the stock market. One of the two, because guess what? A lot of people died. And a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
So,
Mr. President?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You
Yeah, he did.
graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what?
Love it.
There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 47 years you've done
Well, let's
nothing.
add
That's good stuff. That's why we love him.
That's the Donald Trump we love. I know.
That's good stuff.
And I realize that I can't have it both ways. I want him to sit back and let Joe have. But then
that was great.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great. Don't use the word smart.
Did you use the word
Well,
smart?
and the Delaware State thing was that the one that
That's
resurfaced?
bizarre,
yeah.
Is it just resurfaced from 2016, or is that a recent thing?
I thought
Did
that
that
was
happen this
recently
week?
with the. So he's at a high school in South Carolina,
That's-
talking about going
Oh,
to
yeah,
an
yeah.
all-black college.
Right.
In Delaware
That one's
State.
this week.
And Delaware State says, no, white guy,
No.
you've never been a student enrolled here.
And so Biden just tries to laugh it off. Now, it would have been interesting had Wallace followed up, but of course he didn't.
That's a good point, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Mr. Vice
sure.
President.
Why did you say you went to Delaware State when you didn't?
Right. I'm sure that when they do the debate on Fox News, it'll be more fair and balanced. Oh, wait.
Wait,
We've
hold
already
it.
done that
Oh,
one.
gosh,
We've already-
yeah.
So what is the next networks that are hosting
I think
debates?
it's NBC, but I'm not sure.
Oh, they'll be fair and
Got my
balanced.
main
That'll be
man,
good.
Lester Holt right there.
Wait, somebody.
Will it be Lester?
I don't know. I don't know if Lester's doing it or not. I mean, I don't know that President Trump and Vice President Biden deserve the greatness of Lester Holt, but it's possible.
Who does?
I
You're
know.
talking to Lester Holt.
I know.
Let's go to Michael in Colorado. Hey, Michael, you're on the Blaze.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Been listening to you a long time, Pat. Back
Bless you.
in PRC days in Houston.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, so the last election, I didn't even know my wife voted for Trump. I did not. I voted for Cruz because I wanted to vote principle.
Right.
Well, over the last 3.5 years, Trump showed me that he's a different man in office than the way he speaks.
Yeah.
So he's getting my vote.
Mm-hmm.
He is now getting my daughter's vote, who is now eligible to vote, and her boyfriend's vote. So
Wow. Nice.
there's 3
Nice.
additional votes right there.
Okay.
So I really believe there's going to be a lot of that this time. I
hope you're right.
have been proven wrong.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Michael, and thanks for listening. We hear this all the time.
We do,
and we can't be alone on this. There's got to be a lot more people where they came from, because that's our experience too.
Yeah,
I didn't
sure
vote
is.
for him in 2016. I'm certainly going to vote for him this time, because he has proven certain things during his presidency. That just the stuff with Israel alone is worth a change of heart there.
Yes.
And abortion, right?
Abortion is
He has-
another huge area where he excels.
It would be very nice to see Donald Trump win by a landslide.
Well, he has to. That's just all there is to it. He has to.
I don't know that we can allow it to be close.
Yeah, that's why everybody has to be alerted. Everybody who can be persuaded, it is worth the effort to try to persuade them.
Yes.
Now, there's going to be the leftists, the communists, and
matter.
the socialists. Just don't even try to fight that battle. But those who can be persuaded, we should definitely make the effort, because he needs every vote he can possibly get. Shannon in Florida, you're on the Blaze. Shannon, line 1. Okay, all right.
Hello.
Hey, Shannon.
Hey, how are you guys doing? That's my burning question of the day.
Well, are you really concerned, or are you just making small talk?
No.
Yeah.
I just want to say I love your show, first of all.
Thank you.
My big disappointment last night was when they asked Trump, why should people vote for you? I thought that he should have had a scripted response ready to go, listing out his accomplishments. I mean, like you mentioned, a few of them, Israel, but the Middle East peace deals,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we haven't had any terrorist attacks, bringing troops home, the Supreme Court justices he's appointed, and the federal court appointments, and all the religious liberty and pro-life stuff he's been doing. but he just kind of flailed, and it was disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
And he got to some of those points, but it just didn't feel like it was enough.
Yeah,
I agree
it
with
wasn't
you there.
condensed enough.
Yeah.
And it wasn't consistent enough. Thanks a lot, Shane. Appreciate it.
That's a great point.
It kind of reflects what they were saying the whole time. He wasn't really preparing for the debate. He was unprepared.
Yeah.
If he would have prepared a little bit harder, if he would have taken it a little more seriously and not had so much confidence in his ability just to wing it.
And to underestimate Joe.
Yeah, we
that
all
was
did.
a big mistake.
We all did. We all just hoped that Joe would implode.
Well, I didn't think it was going to happen. First of all, I was really surprised that it actually took place.
Yeah,
and now, good luck having the rest of them.
Yeah. By the way, I looked ahead here. October 7th, when we do the vice presidential debate. That's next week. It's Susan Page from USA Today.
I love
Susan
her.
Page.
I love her. Not the Susan Page.
And it's on what network?
Oh.
Telemundo.
I believe it's.
I think it's everywhere. I actually have no idea.
Okay.
October 15th, the second round of this insanity. Let's see here. It's Steve Scully from C-SPAN. Okay.
Steve Scully from C-SPAN. Big fan.
Big fan.
Big
Are you
fan.
a big Scully fan?
Yeah.
And then the final debate on October 22nd will be moderated. Now listen to this, by NBC News White House correspondent and Weekend Today co-anchor Kristen Welker. What happened to Lester?
Wow. Well,
Kristen
Lester-
Welker. Is that Wes Welker's wife?
Yes.
I think
yes,
it is.
Is it
really?
Wait,
Yes.
that sounds Kristen Welker.
Lester
Let's
is
see.
in charge now of NBC News, and he's too busy. He can't be put
Spouse is
himself
John
down.
Hughes.
Okay, very close. I was very close.
I mean,
on
you're
that
right
one.
there.
No, that
NFL
Wes-
great John
Wes
Hughes.
Welker.
you can't
John
believe everything
Hughes.
you read on the internet. That's
Whatever.
wrong, Keith.
Blame Google.
All right. 888-900-3393. Got some tweets here at Pat Unleashed. Richards Leitner tweets, I woke up this morning hollering, "Don't you know me, Mary? Don't you know me? Please let 2020 be a nightmare."
No kidding.
That would be great.
Wake up.
Anthony Osh tweets, how many times was the phrase, "the Constitution says," used last night?
If you had that on your bingo square, that never got covered.
Let's see. From Kurt, I think the president has gained support with a new block of those, including myself, who voted for neither he nor Hillary. Right. He has also gained more black and Hispanic support. So how is he going to lose even without the undecided voters?
Do you want the answer?
Voter fraud.
Do you want the answer?
That's how it happens. Apparently there is some evidence already of a little voter fraud.
No, there's no evidence of that.
The president brought up a few things last night.
Last week.
And last week as well. We are gravely concerned about the Democrat assault on election integrity. The president cited the following stories, questioning the integrity and stability of the mail-in vote. In Brooklyn, 25% of mail-in ballots were ruled invalid during the June Democratic primary. 25%?
But this is America. This is not going to happen here. We
Right.
got
Don't even worry
integrity,
about it.
and the election is on the up and up.
In a New Jersey a special election, nearly 20% of the ballots were thrown out, and 4 people are being prosecuted for fraud. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
In a Florida primary, more than 35,000 mail-in ballots were rejected, and over 100,000 ballots rejected in California. Okay.
And Chris Wallace even, I think, conflated a little bit with the mail-in ballots and the absentee ballots.
Right.
Everybody's just bringing those all as one kind of thing, and it really isn't. It isn't the same.
And Trump tried to make that point.
And
It is the absentee thing.
Yep.
That you request a ballot, you
Right.
get it, you specifically send it back in. It's the unrequested ballots that are just randomly mailed out to everybody where there's a problem.
And you're right, Jeffy. That's where a Wallace screw-up really threw Trump off in his response. All night, man.
In Pennsylvania's primary, half of the counties were still counting ballots a week after the election. By the way, anybody remember what happened in Iowa this last year? Seems like there was a teeny bit of a problem too.
There's a little
in
mix
that
up on
particular area.
on the app.
Right,
Don't worry
right.
about it.
The story of discarded military ballots discovered in Pennsylvania. Many of them were cast for Trump. Reports in Washington of 3 trays of mail containing absentee ballots found in a ditch In North Carolina, voters reported receiving 2 ballots in the mail. Where was it? Oh, New York. 147,000 ballots were found. Okay, but don't worry about it.
Every day you've got members of this audience that are pointing out extra ballots that dead relatives are getting, or multiple ballots
cats.
in the mail.
They're dead cats in one case. What? Cat that died 12 years ago that got a Social Security check. Oh, that can't happen. That just doesn't happen. That's an urban legend.
It's going to be amazing when voter turnout is at 175%.
Isn't it, though?
Wow, we're really involved this year.
And 8,000 people named Bob Jones in the same address voted 8,400 times.
Printing error.
For Joe Biden.
Printing error.
Printing error.
For Joe Biden.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be so fun.
Jeez.
That's why night of either we don't give those numbers out or one or the other needs to win big.
Trump's got to have a lead that even the Falcons can't blow.
Is there one of those?
There's not, actually. That's a bad example. I'm sorry.
That's not a good example.
So, but these are just isolated incidents. It's not like there's several more that just broke right there.
It's not like New York City voters are wrongly receiving mail-in ballots marked for military use. It's not like around 1,400 Virginia voters received 2 absentee ballots in the mail. Officials blame printer problems.
It's a printer error.
Texas's largest county has been approving voter registrations even when people say they're not citizens.
Just another isolated
incident.
It's just another isolated
incident.
This is not going to end well.
Man. Of course, they also had to debate a little bit about whether or not black people are being served well by Democrats, or are they being served better by Donald Trump? I don't know. The unemployment level was at a record low for African Americans before this stupid virus. But here's their back and forth on what blacks are experiencing right now. Cut 15.
This is a president who has used everything as a dog whistle to try to generate racist hatred.
But you stick that dog whistle up your rectum.
You talk about helping African Americans. 1 in 1,000 African Americans has been killed because of the coronavirus. And if he doesn't do something quickly, by the end of the year, 1 in 500 will have been killed. 1 in 500 African Americans. This man is a savior of African Americans. This man cares at all. This man's done virtually nothing. Look, the fact is that you have to look at what he talks about. You have to look at what he did. And what he did has been disastrous for the African-American community.
Joe.
Well, the president had a little response for that. Here's what he had to say.
You have treated the African-American population community, you have treated the black community about as bad as anybody in this country. You did the and that's why, if you look at the polls, I'm doing better than any Republican has done in a long time, because they saw what you did. You call them super predators, and you've called them worse than that.
All right, so there's a little back and forth. At least this president doesn't take the BS. When somebody throws something at him, he's going to throw it back at you. You're going to get a response from him. Unlike George W. Bush, who just took it and took it and took it and had no reply.
And that again, that's what's so frustrating, right? You want him to be that because that's who he is.
Yes.
There were so many times that I also wanted him to not be himself.
Right. He needs to keep it focused.
Yeah, there's a balance there somehow. He's got to strike that, and he didn't last night.
Not at all.
More good news in this year of our Lord, 2020. A strong majority of Americans now support amending the U.S. Constitution to replace the Electoral College with a popular vote system, according to a new poll from Gallup. This is even from Gallup. Now, usually Gallup polls are fairly accurate, I've found. The survey found that 61% are supporting a move to a popular vote system, up 6 points from 2019 and 12 points from 2016. Okay, if you want to destroy America, do this.
Yeah.
Get rid of the electoral system.
Wow, you talk about flyover country, man. It's going to be forget country.
And so a bunch of those blue states have this pact, right, that they will give their electoral votes to whatever the national popular vote is. And if these states want to do it, and they're all blue states that are a part of this group, then all of a sudden our votes here in Texas they're shooting themselves in the foot because these are electoral votes they're going to have anyway from their states being blue.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they're saying that, oh, look, if the national popular vote is the other way, then we're going to give our... It's just so stupid.
89% of Democrats are for this. 89%. 68% of independents support replacing the Electoral College. And only 23% of Republicans support this because Republicans tend to, I don't know, pay attention to the U.S. Constitution.
What's that look of concern there, Jeff?
I don't know that. It's very frustrating that we're going to have to go through this, and that's going to be a court battle, right? Another court battle that they're going to bring up when these states do that.
And the argument will be that the states have the right to conduct this the way they see fit.
Right.
And again, if these are blue states, I think the idea is absolutely stupid, and I don't think any state should do this. But if these are blue states that are willing to risk giving their electoral votes to the Republican candidate,
okay.
Alrighty, I guess if that's what you want.
It's not okay, though. I mean, it just messes up the whole system.
True.
It just messes everything up. Which everything is being messed up right now.
And so many people believe they don't have a voice anyway.
Yeah.
You take that away, wow.
It might be time to get on one of Elon Musk's starships and head for Mars. It might be about time.
Possible.
Is the engine warming up right now?
Yes, it is. He just said this week that we need to move to Mars before the sun blows up and destroys the Earth.
Well, I mean...
Wait a minute.
It's 2020. Would that surprise anybody?
If the sun blows up...
The sun is
but
exploding.
I mean, he's not saying it's going to, tomorrow. He's just saying we need to get there before.
Okay, but is Mars far enough away that if the sun blows up, Earth is screwed,
No, but it's a
Mars
start.
is going to be all right?
It's a start.
I mean, we might want to get out to Jupiter or a little bit further out.
We'll get there.
Oh, no.
We'll get there.
It's a little hard to build a house on Jupiter.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it the restrictions? Is it the ordinances that are in place there?
Well, it's the restrictions of something called solids versus gas.
Oh, really? It's not the HOA covenants always getting in the way. Interplanetary
So there's a methane
HOA.
issue on Jupiter already? I mean, we got the four guys, and there's females too, I know, headed up from Dragon at the end of the month, right?
Oh, really?
End of this month.
Where are they going?
Up. They're just going to the ISS. So
that's
they're just
lame.
going to the space station. And we got news that Tom Cruise, this was part of Chewing the Fat. By the way, you should subscribe to my podcast, Chewing the Fat. Tom Cruise is now going to start shooting a movie next year in space. He and his producer are going up to the ISS to start filming a movie. In space.
Wait, how many batteries are they taking for the
cameras?
cameras?
First one ever.
That's really cool.
That is cool.
Oh, my goodness.
That
What
is
movie
cool.
do we know?
No name, no title yet.
That is fascinating.
It's going to be called Tom Cruise in Space.
I like this.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
I like that too. So, yeah, you might want to start planning because the sun's going to explode, they think, in right around 6 billion years from now.
I'm sorry, wait.
So we need to get there before it does.
Yeah, we do. And time's running out.
Time's running out?
Yeah.
It's not like we're going in the other direction.
All right. Think about it, right?
Thank you.
I mean, look, it's already Wednesday this week. It's going by fast.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we'll finish this story
So
up
what are the
tomorrow.
odds now? Do you guys, yes or no, there will be more presidential debates this year?
I'm going to say no.
I'm with that no.
Yeah, I think no.
Hmm.
I think they found their excuse.
Yep.
It's a cluster fund, and they don't want to do any more cluster fun.
Right.
So they're not
You
going to.
You can only have so much fun.
Exactly right. And we had all we can handle last night. See you tomorrow.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.